You could tell the people from Bub were just like the angels are singing, like, oh my gosh, we can still race.
They knew this was government bureaucracy, and they wanted to see me succeed.
What blind man has a driver's license? And I honestly think he still renews it to this day.
Once, Jennifer gave me the signal through the two-way communication that track was clear and course was mine, it all went away. Went through the first mile and then entered the measured mile, and then when the motorcycle shut off and I brought it to a stop, I was just bawling like a baby. Just everything emotional-wise just hit me.
That's a feeling people spend millions trying to get that feeling, and to experience that is something so few get to do.